Let's first talk about the structure of the garment and the crochet sequence. This cardigan is actually worn without distinguishing front, back, left or right, but for the sake of explanation, I'll still refer to them as the left and right pieces, and the front and back pieces. The entire garment is made up of the left and right pieces, the front and back pieces, the neckline edging, and the hem as 4 parts. When crocheting, start with the left and right pieces. The crochet method for both pieces is exactly the same. You start by crocheting a long fabric. Then fold it in half and join the bottom with purl buttons. The front and back pieces are crocheted based on the left and right pieces. Each piece is crocheted toward the middle direction. Finally, crochet and join them together as you go, so both sides come together. The crochet method for the front and back pieces is also the same, and all of this will be demonstrated later. Once the front and back pieces are joined, start with the neckline edging first. Finally, crochet the hem part. Then the entire garment is completed. You can first watch my demonstration, and then start crocheting. Let's start by crocheting one of the left or right pieces. We will start with the foundation chain. First, make a slip knot. Wrap the yarn around. Pinch it. Yarn over and pull it through. One slip knot is done. Then yarn over and pass through the loop. This is one chain. Repeat this process and crochet chains according to the stitch count marked on the chart. Because the number of stitches for the foundation chain is quite large, you can add a stitch marker every 50 stitches. This makes counting easier. Here I've already completed the foundation chains. Please pay attention. The stitch markers here serve another purpose. Because the two sides need to be as symmetrical as possible. To avoid one side becoming larger or smaller due to hand tension when crocheting the other piece, you can roughly measure the length between the two stitch markers. When crocheting the other piece, try to keep the distance between the two stitch markers as close to that length as possible. This way, if the total length of the foundation chain is about the same, the finished fabrics won't differ much in size. After confirming the stitch count for the foundation chain is correct, let's crochet the first row. The first row is made of double crochets. First, chain 2 as the turning chain. This turning chain does not count as a stitch. From now on, any turning chain of 2 chains will also not count as a stitch. I won't mention it again. Now let's do the first double crochet stitch. Start with a yarn over, then hook into the front loop only of the third chain from the hook. That is the top strand of the V-shaped loop. Hook into the front loop only, then pull the yarn through. At this point, there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, then pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. This completes 1 double crochet. Next, yarn over again. And work a double crochet into the front loop of the next chain. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. That's the technique for a double crochet. The pattern for the first row is to work a double crochet into the front loop of each chain. Yarn over. Hook into the front loop of the next stitch. Pull through the yarn. Then pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Now, pull through the remaining 2 loops. Just follow this sequence to work each double crochet stitch one by one. You can leave the stitch marker here for now, which is used for counting and marking the length. It will be convenient for checking the size or confirming the stitch count later. Leaving it there won't interfere with the crocheting. Just keep working double crochets like this, all the way across all the foundation chains. Once you've completed the last stitch, make 2 chains as the turning chain for the next row, then turn the work. First, into the stitch of the last double crochet from the previous row, work 1 double crochet stitch. Next, make a chain to space. Then skip 1 stitch below. Work another double crochet into the next stitch beside it. Then 1 more chain, skip 1 stitch. Work a double crochet. The pattern for this row is 1 double crochet, 1 chain, skip 1 stitch. 1 double crochet, 1 chain. Skip 1 stitch underneath. Work the double crochets alternately like this. Follow this pattern to complete the entire row. Keep going all the way to the starting position of the previous row. Complete the last stitch by working a double crochet into the first stitch of the previous row. That is, into the stitch of this double crochet. With that, the second row is completed. Make 2 chains as the turning chain, then turn the work to start the third row. First, work a double crochet into the last double crochet stitch of the previous row. Then, work another double crochet into the chain space next to it. Continue working double crochets into the double crochet stitches of the previous row, and also into the chain spaces. The pattern for this row is work a double crochet corresponding into each double crochet and chain space of the previous row. Keep working double crochets like this all the way through. Work until the end. The last stitch of this row is also worked into the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. Then make 2 chains as the turning chain for the 4th row. Turn the work. First, work a double crochet into the last stitch of the previous row. Then skip 1 stitch. Work 1 DC3 and 1 into the next double crochet stitch. First, make a double crochet. Then make another double crochet in the same stitch. And in the same position, make 1 more double crochet. As shown, work 3 double crochets in the same stitch. This is called SC3 in 1. Then make 1 chain as an interval. Next, skip 3 stitches. In the 4th stitch, work 1 SC3 and 1 in the same stitch. Then 1 chain interval, and skip 3 stitches again. Work 1 SC3 and 1 in the same stitch as well. Then another chain interval. Skip 3 stitches, and continue working this SC3 and 1. Ignore the first double crochet and this chain at the beginning. Start from the first SC3 and 1. You can see the pattern of this row is 1 double crochet, 1 SC3 and 1. Then skip 3 stitches, and make 1 chain as an interval. Then another SC3 and 1, skip 3 stitches, and 1 chain interval. Continue this pattern all the way to finish the row. First, work until reaching the end position of the previous row. After completing the last SC3 and 1, you'll notice there are 2 stitches left at the end. Here, instead of making a chain interval, we simply skip 1 stitch. Then work in the last double crochet stitch. That is, work a double crochet in the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. So the 4th row is now completed. Now you can see that at both the beginning and the end here, it's a double crochet, skip 1 stitch, and no chain in between. Only the beginning and the end are like this. The middle sections all have a SC3 and 1 every 3 stitches. This forms a 3 double crochet cluster, with 1 chain between each cluster. That's the 4th row. Now we'll proceed to crochet the 5th row. First, make 2 chains as the turning chain, then turn the work. Start by working a double crochet in the first double crochet stitch. Then work a double crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet stitches beside it. Next, work a double crochet into the chain space next to it. The pattern for this row is actually to work a double crochet into each stitch one by one, whether it's a double crochet stitch or a chain space like this. You simply work one double crochet in each. Just like this, work the entire row. The last stitch of this row is also worked into the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. That completes the 5th row. Now we'll proceed to crochet the 6th row. Make 2 chains as the turning chain, then turn the work. Work a double crochet into the first double crochet stitch. Then correspondingly work a double crochet in each double crochet stitch across the row. There's no special pattern for the 6th row, it's simply a row of double crochets. Just work each double crochet one by one like this, all the way to the end of the row. The last stitch is worked into the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. That completes the 6th row. Work a chain as the turning chain. Turn the fabric and begin crocheting the 7th row. This chain in the 7th row serves as the turning chain for the single crochet. We'll start with a single crochet in the first double crochet stitch. No yarn over, simply pass through the stitch. Then bring the yarn forward and yarn over. Pass through both loops like this. That completes one single crochet, then work another single crochet into the next double crochet stitch beside it. These first 2 single crochets at the beginning of the 7th row are used to adjust the stitch count, so they are not counted as part of the pattern for the 7th row. Then we'll start the pattern for the 7th row from the 3rd single crochet. First, work 1 single crochet. Then skip 2 stitches. Start with 2 double crochets into the 3rd double crochet stitch ahead. Then work 3 chains right after. Then work another 2 double crochets in the same spot. So in this stitch, we've worked 2 double crochets, 3 chains, and 2 more double crochets. This forms a V-stitch pattern. Then skip 2 stitches and work 1 single crochet into the 3rd stitch ahead. Then skip 2 stitches again. Work a V-stitch pattern here. 2 double crochets. 3 chains. Then 2 more double crochets. Then skip 2 stitches again. Work a single crochet. So the pattern for this row is 1 single crochet, skip 2 stitches, then a V-stitch made of 2 double crochets, 3 chains, and 2 more double crochets. Then skip 2 stitches again, that's 6 stitches for one group. Then here comes another single crochet, skip 2 stitches, and a V-stitch pattern. Skip 2 stitches again. Then a single crochet, skip 2 stitches. Here, make another V-stitch pattern, then skip 2 stitches. Keep repeating this pattern all the way to the end of the row, work all the way down to the end. You'll also need to adjust 2 stitches at the end, just like we did at the beginning. First, work until this position. Complete the last V-stitch pattern. Skip 2 stitches, then work a single crochet. Then you'll see there are 2 stitches remaining. At this point, just like at the beginning, work 1 single crochet into each of these 2 corresponding stitches. This helps adjust the stitch count. That's it for row 7, now make 2 chains as the turning chain. Turn the work, and begin row 8. Start with a double crochet in the last single crochet stitch of the previous row. Then, work 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 single crochet stitches. Next, chain 2. Pick up the middle chain space of the V-stitch below and work a single crochet there. Then chain 5. Work a single crochet into the chain space of the next V-stitch. Chain 5 again. Work a single crochet into the V-stitch chain space. The pattern for this row is to work 1 single crochet into each V-stitch chain space from the previous row. Between every 2 single crochets, chain 5. At the beginning, work a double crochet into each of the first 3 single crochets from the previous row, then skip 2 chain spaces before the first chain space. This will match up later at the end. For now, follow the same pattern as the middle section to finish this row. When you reach the end, just like at the beginning, skip 2 chain spaces. Then work 3 double crochets into the corresponding stitches of the previous row. That completes the 8th row. Next, chain 2. Turn your work and start the 9th row. Begin by working 1 double crochet into each of the last 3 double crochet stitches from the previous row. Then work 2 double crochets into the chain space formed by those 2 chains. Next, skip 1 chain. Into the next chain space made by 5 chains, work 5 double crochets. After completing those 5 double crochets, skip 1 chain. Then work 5 double crochets into the next chain space made by 5 chains. Chain 1. Continue working 5 double crochets into the next chain space, following the same pattern. The pattern for this row is to work 5 double crochets into each of the chain spaces from the previous row, and between each group of 5 double crochets, work 1 chain. Follow this pattern to finish the entire row. When you reach the end, it will correspond with the starting part. Work 2 double crochets into the chain space made by 2 chains. Also work 3 double crochets correspondingly into the next 3 double crochet stitches. This matches the beginning section. First, finish this row. Complete the last group of 5 double crochets. Skip 1 chain, then match the beginning accordingly. Work 2 double crochets into the chain space made by 2 chains. Then work 3 double crochets correspondingly into the remaining 3 double crochets. That completes the 9th row. Then make 2 chains as the turning chain, and turn the fabric. Begin the 10th row. First, work 1 double crochet into the first double crochet stitch. Then chain 2. Skip 1 stitch, and work a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Then chain 5. Skip 3 stitches underneath, 2 of which are double crochet stitches and 1 is a chain. Then work a single crochet into the 4th stitch, which is this double crochet stitch. Chain 5 again. Skip 3 stitches underneath. Work a single crochet. Continue with 5 chains. Skip 3 stitches, and work a chain here. Then 2 double crochets here. A total of 3 stitches, skip these 3 stitches. Work a single crochet. Chain 5 again. Still skip 3 stitches, then work a single crochet. This is the pattern to continue crocheting onwards. Just a single crochet, 5 chains, and then skip 3 stitches underneath, whether it's the stitch of a double crochet or a chain below. Just skip 3 stitches and work a single crochet. Follow this pattern all the way to the end position. Finish the last group of 5 chains. Skip 3 stitches and work a single crochet. Then there are 2 stitches left. At this point, chain 2 corresponding to the beginning. Skip 1 stitch and work a double crochet in the last stitch. That completes the 10th row. Then make a chain as the turning chain, turn the fabric and start the 11th row. First, work a single crochet into the stitch of the double crochet from before. Then chain 5. Next, work a single crochet into the adjacent chain space. Then into the next chain space, work 7 double crochets all together. After completing the 7 double crochets, work a single crochet into the next chain space. Then chain 5 again. This is the pattern group for this row. A single crochet, 5 chains, a single crochet, 7 double crochets, a single crochet, and 5 chains again. Let me repeat once more. This is the first group. After completing it, work the second group following the same pattern. A single crochet, 5 chains, a single crochet, then 7 double crochets. A single crochet, and 5 chains again. That completes another group of this pattern. Continue working the rest of the row following the same pattern. After completing the last group of the pattern, work a single crochet into the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. Row 11 is now completed. Then make 2 chains as the turning chain, turn the fabric, and begin row 12. First, work a double crochet into the stitch of this single crochet, then 2 chains. Pick up the chain loop here and work a single crochet into it. Then, correspondingly work 1 double crochet into each of the 7 double crochet stitches. Work 1 chain between each double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain. Continue like this to complete this fan pattern section. Then work a single crochet into the chain space next to it. The 2 single crochets at the beginning and end here. Don't need a chain space between them, and the double crochets of the fan in the middle. Only between the double crochets within the fan pattern section do you need to leave 1 chain space. Then work 5 chains. So we start from this single crochet with 1 single crochet, then the fan pattern section, 1 single crochet, 5 chains. Treat this part as the pattern group for this row. Let me repeat again. 1 single crochet, then the fan section, then 1 single crochet, followed by 5 chains. This completes the second pattern group. Next, follow this same pattern and crochet until you reach the position of the last fan in this row. Complete this part by crocheting. After finishing the last fan pattern, work a single crochet into the chain space on the side, then skip 2 chains, corresponding to the beginning. Work a double crochet into the stitch of the first single crochet from the previous row. This completes row 12. Then chain 1 as the turning chain, turn the fabric to start row 13. First work a single crochet into the stitch of this double crochet, then chain 2 to create a space. Next move to the fan pattern section. Work a DC3 bobble stitch into the first chain space of the fan pattern. The crochet technique is: first, yarn over, then work an unclosed double crochet into this space. Following the double crochet method, pull through the first 2 loops, then do not go through the remaining 2 loops. This makes 1 unclosed double crochet, then work another unclosed double crochet in the same position. Bring the yarn through, and pass through the first 2 loops. This is the second unclosed double crochet. Work 1 more. Bring the yarn through. Pass through the first 2 loops. 3 unclosed double crochets are now on the hook. At this point, there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all of them. This completes 1 DC3 bobble. First, work into the chain space formed by the first 2 double crochets of the fan pattern. Then skip 2 chains. In the next adjacent chain space, work another bobble stitch. First, work 3 unclosed double crochets. Then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops at once. Another bobble stitch is now completed. Skip 2 chains. Continue working bobble stitches into the spaces from the previous row. Between each pair of bobble stitches, always work 2 chains. Here, in the fan pattern section, we've worked 6 bobble stitches in total. Between each pair of bobble stitches is a space of 2 chains. After completing 1, skip another 2 chains. Pick up the next chain braid, and work 1 single crochet stitch there. Let's take a look here. Starting from the first single crochet, leave a space of 2 chains. Then comes the bobble stitch section of the fan pattern. Then comes a space of 2 chains. This section forms the pattern group for this row. This is the first group. The second group starts with a single crochet. Then skip 2 chains. Next, work a bobble stitch in the fan pattern section. After completing the bobble stitch section, skip another 2 chains. This completes the second pattern group. Then pick up this chain loop, and work 1 single crochet stitch. Now we begin the third pattern group. Now continue following the same pattern to finish this row. After completing the bobble stitch section of the last fan pattern, skip 2 chains. Work 1 single crochet in the first double crochet stitch from the previous row. This row is now complete. Next, we'll work on row 14. Make 2 chains as the turning chain. Turn the work. Start with a double crochet in this single crochet stitch. Then skip 2 chains. Next, work into the chain space between the previous 2 bobble stitches. Work 1 single crochet. Then chain 5. In the adjacent chain space, work 1 single crochet. Then chain 5 again. Skip the next chain space. Work 1 single crochet in the following chain space. Chain 5. In the adjacent chain space, work 1 single crochet. Then chain 5 again. Now let's look at this single crochet, where we started. The pattern for this row is in the bobble stitch section of the previous row. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space between the first 2 bobbles. Then chain 5. Single crochet in the adjacent chain space, then chain 5 again. Skip 1 chain space, then single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 5, single crochet in the adjacent chain space, then chain 5 again. That's the first group. Now I'll demonstrate the second group again. Work 1 single crochet between the first 2 bobbles. Then chain 5. Single crochet in the adjacent chain space. Chain 5. Skip 1 chain space. Single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 5 again. Then single crochet in the adjacent chain space. Followed by chain 5. The second pattern group is complete. Continue crocheting the rest of the row following the same pattern. Keep crocheting until reaching the last fan pattern position on this side. After completing the top part of the last fan pattern, skip 2 chains corresponding to the beginning. Then work a double crochet in the first single crochet stitch of the previous row. This row is now complete. Next, chain 2 and turn the work. Begin row 15. First, work a double crochet in the first double crochet stitch. Then in the 2 chain space next to it, work another double crochet. Then skip 1 chain. and work 3 double crochets in the 5 chain space next to it. Then 1 chain space. Work 3 double crochets in the next 5 chain space as well. Skip 1 chain. Continue working 3 double crochets in each of these spaces. And skip 1 chain between every 2 groups of 3 double crochets. Do the same for this larger space on this side. Work 3 double crochets. Skip 1 chain, then move to the next fan pattern. All of the spaces above are worked with 3 double crochets each. And skip 1 chain between every 2 groups of 3 double crochets. Let's look at the space on top of this fan pattern here. Whether it's one of these 3 5 chain spaces on top, or the bigger 5 chain space between 2 fan patterns, just work 3 double crochets in that space. And skip 1 chain between 2 groups of 3 double crochets. Then keep following this same pattern until you reach the last chain space part of the final fan pattern. Complete the part on top of the final fan pattern. Skip 1 chain, and then correspond to the beginning. Work 1 double crochet in this 2 chain space. Then work 1 double crochet in the first stitch of the previous row. That completes row 15. Then chain 2, turn your work. Start working row 16. First, work a double crochet in the first stitch of the double crochet. Then chain 1. Skip 1 stitch. Work a double crochet in the chain space next to it. Work 1 chain. Skip 1 stitch. Work 1 double crochet. Work 1 chain. Skip 1 stitch. Work 1 double crochet. The pattern for this row is 1 double crochet, 1 chain, skip 1 stitch, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, skip 1 stitch. Whether it's a stitch of the double crochet or a chain below, follow the pattern to skip stitches. Then continue crocheting according to this method to finish this row. The last stitch will be worked into the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. This completes the 16th row. Now let's take a look at the sample. You can see that starting from the first row, these 16 rows are the part we just finished crocheting. This is the 16 rows we just crocheted. Then comes the 17th row. The crocheting method for this row is the same as the third row. Whether it's a double crochet or a chain from the 16th row. Work a double crochet into each stitch evenly across the row. We'll treat the first 16 rows as one group. So this full row of double crochets in row 17 will be like the first row of that pattern set. So starting from row 17 all the way to row 32. Repeat the same crocheting pattern from row 1 to row 16. Then starting from row 33 all the way to row 45 at the end. You'll also repeat the same pattern. This time, instead of repeating the full 16-row pattern set like before, we'll only repeat 13 rows, from row 33 to row 45. These 13 rows follow the same crochet method, from row 1 to row 13. I've already demonstrated each row one by one, so I won't repeat the demonstration for the repeating parts. First, refer to the chart and complete this section. Pay attention when crocheting row 45. You need to add a purl button at the last fan pattern position. I'll demonstrate the installation method later. First refer to the chart and crochet up to the bobble part of the second to last fan pattern on row 45. When you run out of one skein of yarn while crocheting, take out another ball of yarn. Tie a simple knot at the ends of the yarn tails. That completes the joining of the yarn. Then continue crocheting downward. When you reach the knotted position, crochet normally. Then place the yarn tail on the wrong side. As you continue crocheting, you can start weaving in the yarn tail while working. Just drape it over the hook, and weave in a few stitches as you go. Then continue crocheting normally afterward. Let me demonstrate how to handle the yarn tail after joining the yarn. On this side, I've already woven in a few stitches. Then pick up a half stitch through the middle of the double crochet stitch below. Crochet it downward. Pull it down slightly. After pulling it through, weave it back in a few stitches again. This way it won't easily come loose from the back. And then do the same on the other side. This strand was woven in a few stitches in this direction. Then pulled down a bit, and then woven back in a few more stitches. On this side, first weave it in a few stitches toward this direction. After weaving in a few stitches in this direction, also pull it down slightly. Then go back up and weave it back a few stitches, as well, just like the other side. This way, the yarn tails from the join are all taken care of. When tidying up later, you can just trim it off here. Here, I've already completed the second to last bobble stitch section of row 45. Then for the last fan pattern, start with 3 bobble stitches. After completing 3 bobble stitches, make a chain and stretch the loop. Then take the button. This purl button has a large hole, and the yarn is quite thin, so we can just twist it a bit. And pass it directly through the hole. Then rehook the stitch. Then make another chain. Next, continue crocheting the remaining 3 bobble stitches following the previous pattern. After completing them, make 2 chains. Then work a single crochet into the stitch of the first double crochet from the previous row. Row 45 is completed. Then make 1 chain and fasten off the yarn. You can leave a long yarn tail here. This way the purl button is attached. We'll deal with this yarn tail later, when crocheting the hem. One of the front and back pieces is now completed. It's a total of 45 rows. The other piece is crocheted exactly the same way. I won't repeat the demonstration. Please finish both left and right pieces first. Once both front and back pieces are completed, take one of them, with row 1 facing downward, and the right side facing you. Then count 129 stitches from each end and place a stitch marker. Start counting from this side. 129 stitches. Place a stitch marker at the 130th stitch position. This position is the same as the insertion point of this double crochet. So before this stitch with the marker, 129 stitches were skipped. Do the same on the other end, count in this direction toward this side, also skip 129 stitches. The stitch marker is placed at the 130th stitch. We'll now crochet the front and back pieces on these skipped sections. Keep row 1 facing down, with the right side facing you. We'll start crocheting one of the front or back pieces from this end. Hook into the first double crochet position from this side. Which is the top loop of the chain we picked up earlier. Now we're going to work in the same position as before. Pick up the back loop and the back ridge of that stitch. Then bring the yarn over. And make 2 chains as the beginning chain, which does not count as a stitch, still in the same position. Make 1 double crochet. At the same time, weave in the starting yarn tail for a few stitches. One double crochet is completed. Then on the adjacent double crochet next to it. Work into each stitch in sequence and make double crochets. And while doing that, weave in the trailing yarn tail for a few stitches. Just like I demonstrated earlier, pull it down a bit and then weave it back in, so the yarn tail won't easily come out. The pattern for this row is to work into every double crochet of row 1. Work into each stitch in sequence and make 1 double crochet. We skipped 129 stitches earlier, so this row will have 129 double crochets. Keep working all the way up to before the stitch marker from earlier. The stitch where the marker is placed will be left unworked. This completes the 129 double crochets of the first row. Then make 2 chains as the turning chain, and turn the fabric to start the second row. First, make a double crochet into the stitch of the last double crochet from the previous row. Then make 2 chains. Skip 1 stitch. Work a single crochet into the next stitch on the side. Then make 5 chains. Skip the next 3 stitches below. Work a single crochet into the 4th stitch. Make 5 chains. Skip 3 stitches. Work a single crochet. The pattern of this row is actually exactly the same as the pattern of the 10th row, on the left and right pieces. Now let's take a look at the sample. You can see this row is the first row. We just worked with 129 double crochets. It's in the opposite direction from the double crochets of the left and right piece's first row. Then starting from the second row, the pattern of these 9 rows is actually the same as the crocheting method of rows 10 to 17 on the left and right pieces, only the total number of stitches differs. I demonstrated them one by one before, so I won't repeat the demonstration. Everyone please work these rows according to the chart first. Then I'll demonstrate the next 10th and 11th rows. After completing the 9th row, make 1 chain as the turning chain. Turn the fabric to work the 10th row. Work a single crochet into the first double crochet stitch. Then work another single crochet into the adjacent stitch. Continue working 1 single crochet into each double crochet stitch correspondingly. The pattern of this row is to work single crochets into the double crochets of the previous row. There are a total of 129 single crochets. Just keep working like this. The last single crochet is worked into the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. This is the 10th row. Then we make 2 chains as the turning chain. Turn the fabric to work the 11th row. Work a double crochet into the first single crochet stitch. Then chain 2 to space. Then skip 1 stitch. And work a single crochet into the next stitch. Then chain 5. Skip 3 stitches. Work a single crochet into the 4th stitch. Then chain 5 again. Skip 3 stitches. Work a single crochet into the 4th stitch. The working method of this row is the same as the second row here. Follow this pattern to finish this row. There are 2 stitches left at the end of this row. Then chain 2 corresponding to the beginning. Skip 1 stitch, and work a double crochet into the first single crochet stitch of the previous row. Then chain 1, leave a long yarn tail and fasten off the yarn. This completes one side of either the front or back piece. A total of 11 rows.